Hello and welcome, students. Today we are going to explore what is irony and what is irony in English literature. First of all, let us explore the definition of irony. In general, that is in layman's language, it is that something that is said, the opposite is expected or opposite is meant. So, what is the word opposite is to be remembered while exploring the meaning of irony. What happens, what is happening, what is expected, something opposite happens at the end. So, remember the word opposite. With this understanding, we will understand the meaning of irony. Then we'll go ahead with the examples of certain types of irony, say, for example, verbal and situation. And then we will draw a comparison between verbal and situation, and we'll move ahead to the difference between irony and sarcasm. With that, we will close with a few examples. Let us begin. The definition of irony is literally a literary device in which contradictory statements or situations reveal a reality that is different from what it appears to be true. For example, if you say if you're facing some kind of turbulence, a storm, and you say, "What a pleasant weather! What a lovely weather!" So this is a kind of verbal irony. That means you're expressing something, but you mean something opposite. There are many forms of irony featured in literature. So, literature is not just reading of stories and knowing stories, but you need to delve deeper and understand the type of literary device used, which actually enlivens enlifts the literature, the piece of literature. The effectiveness of irony as a literary device depends on the reader's expectation and understanding of the disparity between what should happen and what actually happens. So that is actually when you are involved with a text and you are imagining, you are interacting with the text, you develop an understanding and anticipating what is going to happen next. And then you know exactly, yes, I know the end, I know what is going to happen, and suddenly something opposite happens. That is actually an irony of situation. Let us proceed further and see. This can be in the form of an unforeseen outcome of an event, the character unanticipated behavior, or something strange that is said. It can be verbal also, it can be in terms of actions also. One of the most common examples of irony in literature comes from The Gift of Maggie by O. Henry. Now we know that O. Henry is known for his unexpected endings. He has written short stories, and most of his short stories have unexpected endings. The moment you turn the page and you see that something next is going to happen, and the story has ended, and then you go back to see that what exactly happened. So this kind of situational endings, O. Henry is famous for it. The Gift of O. Maggie by O. Henry is such that in a story, a newly married couple decides they independently to sacrifice and sell something, and then in order to buy a Christmas gift. It is actually between the husband wife. The husband wanted to buy a comb for the wife because she had lovely hair, and the wife wanted to buy a chain for the husband's watch. And what happens? They had no money, so what they do is actually the husband sells the watch to buy a comb, and the wife, she sells her hair to buy a chain for the husband's watch. And at the end, we see the irony of situation that the gift that they had purchased was completely useless. Now, common examples of irony is many common phrases and situations reflect irony. Irony often stems from an unanticipated response. For example, a verbal irony. You do not expect that all of a sudden it comes out of nowhere. So this actually alerts the reader while the person is reading. A general practice is when a person is into reading, he sets into a mundane practice of just moving the eyes and lips and reading. So these kind of literary devices actually keeps the reader hooked by verbal irony, and the person dips into deeper meanings. Situational ironies are also similar in meaning. Now let us explore verbal irony. Verbal irony, we have got certain examples. Let us have a look at it, and then you will have a perfect understanding of what is said and what is and the opposite is meant. Telling a quiet group, don't everybody speak at the same time. Now you know that when someone is quiet, there's no voice at all. Nobody's speaking. There's no hubbub at all. But when you say that, I don't want everyone to speak at the same time, It is an irony, and an irony, a verbal irony, as per the type. Coming home to a big mess and saying, "My goodness, it's great to be home. It's great to be back, home sweet home." These kind of expressions, you mean something opposite to that. "Oh God, I'm such in a state of mess." Then telling a rude customer to have a nice day. Now, this is something unexpected and unanticipated, that you have had an argument with the salesman has an argument with the customer, and the customer doesn't expect anything from the salesman, but the salesman comes out and says, "Oh, thank you and have a nice day." This is a verbal irony. That means something opposite is meant. Well, of course, the salesman doesn't want the person to have a nice day. It is actually said but not meant. So that is the verbal irony. Walking into an empty theater and saying, "Wow, it's so crowded, it's too crowded." This is again a verbal irony. Now, stating that in a thunderstorm, I've given this kind of example while I was explaining that beautiful weather. Wow, we're enjoying this lovely weather when it is a thunderstorm. An authoritative figure, for example, someone who of great authority walks in and says and happens to see in the classroom that nobody's standing. Oh, the person says, "Oh, please, please, please don't stand. It's all right." So this kind of expression is again a verbal irony. A comedian telling an unresponsive audience that, "Oh, you all are a great crowd, a wonderful crowd." Well, it actually means that nobody's cheering and nobody's responding. The opposite is meant over here. So this is also a verbal irony. Describing someone who's foolish, you when you say, "Wow, what a genius reply," or what a genius, you're a genius. This kind of a response or a comment is also a verbal irony. Delivering bad news when saying, "Wow, I have a good news for you." That good news actually is the opposite. That means it's a bad news, but when you deliver it and you say it, you use verbal irony in the situation. Entering a child's messy room and saying, "Wow, you have a nice place over here. It's a nice place to live." So this is again a verbal irony. Now coming to situational ironies in most of the short writings or syllables, the stories are built around situational ironies, that the rising actions, the climax, and the falling action, it is built around situational irony. Now, what exactly is situational irony? If you look at the examples and we deduce what is situational irony, you will have a better understanding. For example, a fire station that burns down. Now, we know that the fire station is meant for putting out fire all over in the town. But when that fire station burns down, this is the irony of situation. That means something opposite. Now, winner of a spelling bee failing in a spelling test. That is again an irony of situation, that in a given situation you expected that a winner of a spelling bee is a master at spellings, but the person fails in a spelling test. So this is an irony of situation. This is the most interesting one. That is a T-shirt which has a logo, say "Buy American," and the when you look at the label or of the T-shirt, it says "Made in China." So this is again an irony of situation. Marriage counselor getting a divorce or divorcing the third wife. This is again an irony of situation, and this is the most interesting one, that the person who is offering counselor services to the um, clients, he himself is not able to practice what his advises. Now, sending a Christmas card to someone who is Jewish, that means the person does not celebrate that occasion or the and this is again irony of situation. Then leaving a car wash when it is a rainy day, that is again irony of a situation. A dentist needing a root canal, again an irony of situation. The person who serves that, he is himself is suffering. Going to a blind date with a blind person, of course, visually impaired person. This again is an irony of situation. A police station being robbed is an irony situation of situational irony. Purchasing a roll of stamps, assuming that the rate of stamps will go up. Needless to say that it is that even then a person will be sending the letters at the given rate. Now let us see certain irony of examples in plot. We know certain short stories, certain novels which are very famous. The stories are built around situational ironies. For example, the Wizard of Oz, the people had everything, even then they expected something from the wizard. We have also seen as other examples of example Hansel and Gretel. The uh, we see the character was actually trapped in the by the children in her own oven. So this is again an irony of situation. Real life examples, if you were to quote certain examples, the most famous ones is that from Winston Churchill's example that when Nancy Astor said that if you were my husband, I would have poisoned your tea. Mr. Churchill, who was uh, known for his witty replies, he happened to mention that if I were your husband, I would drink it. So what he meant was, you are worse than what you are trying to tell me. So it's a verbal irony, a real life situation irony. Then if you see one ice hotel, Sweden ice hotel had fire alarms. This is again an irony of situation. Look at the word that is spelled out over here. This is means a fear of long words. And what a funny stage. Not of course it does induce some kind of funny situation. Fahrenheit 451 is one of the novels which talks about anti-censorship. But this book is banned. That not only just censored but completely banned in the United States. The retired CEO means of a crayon company is a colorblind. This is again an irony of situation. People claimed and believed that Titanic was unsinkable, and we know that Titanic sank. And there are many such examples as we come across now. What are the main types of irony? The major types of irony that is in the syllabus of students, school students, is one is the dramatic irony. Dramatic irony is when the audience know what is going to happen, but the characters in the play or the stage play do not know, and that audience wait with that anticipated ending. What is going to happen next? What is going to happen next? For example, it can be a bus that is with full of passengers going to an end where the road is not completely finished and it will meet with an accident. So the audience wait to see what will happen to that. This is a kind of dramatic irony. And then coming to the comical irony, this situation has been used by Jane Austen. For example, she begins her novel by saying that it is usually men who hunt for uh, a wife, but it is generally the opposite, which she means throughout her novel. So this irony is actually implied, and it runs throughout the novel in Pride and Prejudice. Then we have the situational irony. We have given you an example of the husband and wife cutting the hair and selling the watch. And this example I had mentioned. Verbal irony, I've again mentioned that something that is said and something what the opposite is meant. Now, coming to after understanding the verbal irony and the situational irony, I wanted to draw a comparison between the irony and sarcasm. It is generally misunderstood. Sarcasm generally means or literally means the tearing of flesh. It is extracted from the Greek word sarcasm, that means to tear flesh. And it is generally mocking, sneering, and a witty tone. And it does not mean the opposite situation. It is mean what is said is actually what is implied there in a teasing manner. And sarcasm is not a literary device at all. So it should not be compared or confused with the literary device irony. Now, differences between verbal irony, dramatic irony, and situational irony. These is it is very important to understand it, because when the students read literature, you need to classify this and you need to bring it out in your literature answers. It is, for example, a particular story. If I were you. Now, there were situations where the intruder and the person who was a writer, they were into a dialogue, and there were situations where the irony verbal irony makes an impact and holds the reader's attention. Then you have dramatic irony also, where something was expected and something opposite happened. Situational irony is that how that person was caught and actually pushed and locked up. So this was the situational irony. So let us proceed further to see situational irony examples, violations, dramatic irony. Also, we have already covered it. With this, we have come to an end. The students are expected to use the read their literature text and imply this in their writing of answers. The students need to quote certain citations where the citations are required. Those expressions are to be picked, and the students should analyze the situation in terms of irony of verbal irony, situational irony, or dramatic irony. Thank you very much for your kind attention.